There's a rule in football nobody tells young players. Your value doesn't wait for you. It peaks. And then, if you don't move, it starts walking away without you. 14 months ago, Manchester United had a gentleman's agreement to sign this player. No medical, no contract, just a promise. And £100 million valuation. He waited. And in the time it took for him to wait, the world moved on without him. This is Carlos Baleba. And this is what happens when you don't go while your stock is high. Every player gets one of these moments. A season where everything clicks. Where every scout in the country has your name on the line. For Baleba, that was the 24-25 season. 20 years old, Brighton's best player, dominant. Man U came calling. A gentleman's agreement, personal terms done. And here's the part that actually matters. Nothing was signed. No contract, no medical, just a handshake and a valuation. Both sides treated it like it was already done. Brighton didn't need the cash immediately, and Baleba didn't need to force the move. Everyone got comfortable, and that comfort is the whole story. Because a gentleman's agreement isn't a move, it's a promise. And promises expire the moment you stop being the most in-demand version of yourself. So, here's what waiting actually looks like. 0 goals, 0 assists in over 1,600 minutes. Minutes played, just 48.6% of what was available to him. Less than half a season's worth of trust from his own manager. His price dropped from 100 million to somewhere around 70 to 80 million. That's not a small dip. That's 20 to 30 million pounds gone. Because the moment passed and nobody moved on with it. On the surface, this looks like a story about a player who's got worse. But stay with me, because that's not actually what the numbers say. See, here's the twist. Interceptions per 90, Baleba 1.5 per game, the highest number out of everyone United was linked with. Duels per 1, 5.52 per game, best out of everyone again linked with the Manchester United rebuild. This is not a player who forgot how to play football. His actual output on the pitch, in real time, barely dropped at all. So, if the ability was still there, what actually collapsed? Now, before this turns into actually, he was fine all along, it wasn't all fine. Watching Baleba closely this season, there was a real eye test problem. Rushed challenges, heavy touches, moments where he looked like he was trying to force something instead of just playing. And for once, the eye test and numbers actually correlate. Fouls per 90, 1.68, the highest of every player in this comparison, almost double Tonali's rate. Yellow cards per 90, the highest there too. Dribble success rate, 48%, the lowest of all the four. More heavy touches, more losses in possession than anyone else on the list. So, both things are true at once. His positional numbers, duels, interceptions genuinely held up, but his composure on the ball didn't. He looked like a player who's rushing to prove something and not a player playing with a clear head. That's not nothing, that's a real red flag, and it's backed up by the data, not just vibes. So, here's the real lesson. Two different things have happened, and they get confused for the same thing. His positioning held up, his composure didn't, his minutes collapsed, and his end product collapsed with them. But his underlying quality, still there. The numbers prove it. This was never a talent problem, it was a timing problem. Once you're not playing every week, you don't get the room to score, to assist, to remind people why they wanted you in the first place. The value doesn't disappear because you got worse. It disappears because you stopped being the story. And once you stop being the story, someone else becomes it. Look, while Baleba waited on that dream move, the market didn't stop moving. United missed out on 3 other midfield targets this summer. A 4th also clapped due to a failed medical. As it stands, they've just activated a release clause on Yuri Tielemans at Aston Villa instead. £41 million. Done. You'd think that closes the Man United midfield crisis. It doesn't. United still need a genuine Casemiro replacement, a destroyer, not a passer. And from what reports say over the last 24 hours, Baleba still remains that target. For catch, Brighton still wants 70 to 80 million. However, United's budget for this specific slot sits closer to 50 million. So now, there's a standoff. United won't move up until Brighton drops the price, and Brighton won't drop the price unless they have to. And it's not even a two-way conversation anymore. Galatasaray seem to have entered the race too, reportedly offering somewhere between 40 to 50 million pounds. So, here's where this actually leaves him. Not signed, not rejected, not closed. Just waiting again for the second summer running. So, here's the actual point in all this. And it's bigger than one player, one club, one transfer window. Your peak isn't a guarantee, it's a window. 14 months ago, Baleba had the biggest club in England wanting him on his terms. Today, he's still wanted, but now it's on Brighton's terms and United's budget and Galatasaray's interest. And whatever happens in the next few weeks is a standoff no one controls. That's what waiting costs for you, not the interest, the leverage. The lesson isn't Baleba got worse. The numbers already prove that's not true. The lesson is, when you're the most wanted version of yourself, that's the only moment you're negotiating from strength. Every day after that, you're negotiating on someone else's terms. Because your stock doesn't hold, it moves, with or without you. Go when it's high, because you don't get to choose when or if it comes back around. So, drop in the comments. Was it a talent problem or a timing problem? Because I don't think it's as simple as he had a bad season. You saw the numbers. It's more complicated than that. If you're new here, this is what this channel does. Not just recaps, not just reactions, the actual story behind the headline. If that's your thing, subscribe. There's more of this coming. I'll see you on the next one.